Make sure to disconnect the dryer from the wall outlet. Lean the dryer against the wall and remove the back panel. Set your multimeter to read ohms. Disconnect one of the wires from the heating element. Take a reading between the two terminals on the heating element, like this. The reading should be between 10 and 20 ohms. If you use an analog meter like this, it's going to look like 0 ohms. If the reading is infinity, the heating element is bad and you will need to replace it. This is how you check the heating element to see if it's grounded. Take a reading between one of the terminals on the heating element and the metal casing on the heating element. The reading should be infinity, meaning that the heating element is not touching the metal casing. If the needle moves anywhere near the 0, it means that the heating element is grounded to the metal casing and the heating element is bad and you will need to replace it. This is how you replace the heating element. Disconnect the wires from the heating element. Remove the high limit thermostat but leave the wires attached to it. Remove the holding screws on the heating element and remove the heating element. Grab the new heating element and set it in place. And screw in the holding screws. Install the high limit thermostat on the holding screws. Connect the wires to the heating element. Install the back panel and you're done checking and replacing the heating element. Make sure the dryer is disconnected from the wall outlet and remove the back panel. With the back panel removed, you could gain access to the heating element. Disconnect one of the wires from the heating element. Take a reading with your ohms meter between the two terminals on the heating element. The reading should be about 9 ohms. In other words, the needle will move close to the 0 mark in your meter. If the reading is infinity, in other words, if the needle doesn't move on your meter, the heating element is bad and you will need to replace it. To replace this heating element, remove the wires from the thermal cutoff thermostat, high limit thermostat, and the heating element. To remove this bracket, you will need to remove this screw. Remove the bracket and remove the heater box. Place a towel under the heater box so you don't scratch the dryer and remove the heater holding screw. Remove the bad heating element and install the new one. And screw in the holding screw. Install the heater box, the holding strap, and the holding strap screw. Connect the wires to the heating element, high limit thermostat, and thermal cutoff thermostat. Install the back panel and you're all done replacing the heating element.